Hi, this is David Nash, the Oahu agent, coming to you today, part one of our distressed properties three-part series. The first one is going to be short sales. Short sales are a very dynamic purchase process, and the reason being is you have a lot of parties who don't want to lose too much, you want to not pay too much if you're the buyer, and if you're the bank you don't want to forgive too much. So there's kind of a lot of dynamics going on. You've got the seller who owes more than the property is worth. That's already known. They're going to say sell it for $300,000, but they still owe $320,000 as an example. So they've got to ask the bank to forgive that other $20,000, or at closing they have to come with that $20,000 plus whatever closing costs they incur, or that the buyer says they don't want to pay for. Now you've got the bank, who of course doesn't want a reputation for forgiving too much on debts like this, because then everybody's going to run to them and say, hey, I owe $350, can I just owe you $300? And so they don't have a compulsion to allow these to happen very quickly or in very much volume. The other thing is that once you get an offer in, it has to of course be approved by the seller, and then the seller, since they're asking forgiveness from the bank, they have to go to the bank, and then it has to elevate up through all the tiers at the bank, which can take at least a month just to get a reply sometimes to what your offer is. So short sales are great if you want to be patient, if everybody can be made happy, and if the buyer can still wait that long and end up interested in the property after whatever time period it takes to move through it. Now, you can go in and you can look at a lot of short sales and you can put a lot of offers in, but a lot of times you won't hear back, certainly within your 48 to 96 hours that most people put on the terms of their purchase contract, and oftentimes you won't hear for 30 days because they'll take that offer and they'll try and say, hey look, we have this offer, do you want to make one that's a little bit better? And unfortunately that's just what happens with short sales, because there's, like I said, it's very dynamic, and everybody that's involved does not want to lose too much money or forgive too much debt. So that's part one, short sales. Hopefully you understand a little bit more of the dynamic process in those. There are quite a few on the market right now, and just beware as far as the timing. If you really need to get into a place, if your lease runs out real soon, if you're renting, if you're tied up in a 1031, of course you probably don't want to be involved in this, because those have to complete under a pretty tight time restriction. So that's a little bit about short sales. I'm David Nash, the Oahu agent. You can always reach me at theoahuagent@me.com.